Good morning, students. This week, the topic for discussion is coordinate geometry. And in coordinate geometry, the first thing that we are going to learn is how to plot the given points and the questions related to that. Now, few points you have to remember while attempting the question related to coordinate geometry. Like the first point you are going to see over here is that the entire part of plotting I have done is with the help of a pencil, not with a pen, not even with a marker. So if you're attempting any question related to graph, related to coordinate geometry, you are going to use only a pencil. Then the second thing you are going to find that I have marked arrows over here on this horizontal line, which is the x-axis, which I have labeled it as x, x dash. And the same thing I've done it for the vertical axis, which I've labeled it as y and y dash. As you can see, I have placed the arrows at both the ends. Second point, what you have to remember is that whenever you are doing any question related to graph, you are going to mention the scale on the x-axis as well as on the y-axis. On the x-axis, as you can see, 1 unit means one value you have taken at a distance of 1 centimeter. And the same thing I've done it for y-axis. 1 unit means one value. I've taken it at a distance of 1 centimeter. Now, this distance from the starting of this block till here is 1 centimeter. And in this distance of 1 centimeter, I've taken one value. Always remember that the vertical lines over here represents all the values of x, and the horizontal line represents all the values of y. So suppose, say for example, if I talk about this line, the equation of this line will be x is equal to 1. Similarly, the equation for this line will be x is equal to minus 2. And suppose if we see the horizontal lines, then in that case, the equation for this line will be y is equal to 3. Similarly, the equation for this horizontal line will be y is equal to minus 4. So when you are drawing the coordinate axis, that is the x-axis and the y-axis, always remember this thing, that the values that you are going to mention it will be on this line only. This is another point to remember. So like in this case, I have taken one question where we have to plot 3 points and then we have to find out the figure so formed, the area of that figure. There are 3 points, point P, Q and R. Point P is having the coordinates as 3, 5. Point Q is having the coordinate as minus 4, 0. Point R is having the coordinate as 3, 0. This particular coordinate consists of two values. One is called as the abscissa, that is the value on the x-axis. The second one is called as the ordinate, which is the value on the y-axis. Altogether, they are called as coordinates. So first, we are going to plot this point P, that is 3, 5. As you can see on this graph paper only, 3 is the value of x and 5 is the value of y. So I've taken 3 units on my right hand side and 5 units on the top. In this way, I've got this point as the P point. You can see that this line is the line of x is equal to 3 and this is the line which is representing y is equal to 5. So wherever two lines are meeting, that is a point where we are going to mark point P and we are going to mention the coordinates of that point which we have marked 3, 5. In the same manner, I have marked minus 4, 0. Now minus 4, 0 means that x is having the value as minus 4 and y is having the value as 0. So this line, this vertical line is representing as x is equal to minus 4 and the x-axis itself represents as y is equal to 0. Children, remember this thing, that x-axis is always equal to y is equal to 0 and y-axis is always equal to x is equal to 0. This is another point to remember. So in this way, minus 4, 0 will be this point, that is the Q point. In the same manner, the third point that we have plotted, that is R, which is having the coordinates as 3, 0, I have plotted over here. 3 comma 0 means that the value of x is 3 and the value of y is 0. So as I've told you earlier, that x-axis means y is equal to 0 and y-axis means x is equal to 0. So this is again the same line which is representing x is equal to 3, and the x-axis over here is representing that the value of y is equal to 0. So our third and the last point R will be plotted over here. Now if we are going to join all the 3 points together, P with Q, and Q and R are already joined, and P with R, we can see that there is a triangle that is formed, and this is actually a right angle triangle. So the figure so formed on joining all these 3 points after plotting them is a right angle triangle. Now suppose we have to find out the area for this right angle triangle. We know that in order to find out the area of this triangle, the formula is half into base into height. So if we consider the distance between Q and R as the base and the distance between P and R as the height, so the distance between Q and R can be calculated by counting the number of blocks. As you can see, this is 1 block, this is 2, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in this way, the base will be how much? That will be 7 units. We are not going to take it as centimeters, we are going to take it as 7 units. Similarly, the height will be how much? That will be 1 block, 2 block, 3 block, 5 block, 4 block and 5 block. So the height will be 5 units. So the calculation part, I've done it on the right hand side of the graph paper, in which area of triangle PQR is calculated by using the formula of half into base into height, in which in place of base I've taken 7 units, in place of height I've taken as 5 units. On multiplying, you can see that we can get the value as 35.2 square units, which on further solving you can get the value as 17.5 square units, and in this way you can get the answer.